Nintendo Direct this Friday is happening, let's go! Sorry about that. That was a rather loud start. Hello everyone, how are you all doing? Hope you're all doing well. Name's Mr. Edwin, better known as Owen, and welcome to a new video on the channel, in which this case, I want to try out something a bit different than many have done, but I have never done before. So as we know, this Friday we're getting a new Nintendo Direct that's also gonna last an hour long, dear lord, just like in the Switch 2 presentation. And today I would like to go over some predictions about what I think we could see at the Direct. Note that I'm sure that not all of these things are going to be present, but you know, it's always fun to talk about it. So if you're new around here and you enjoyed this video and you love the Nintendo content in general as much as I do, then make sure you leave a like, consider subscribing since it really helps both me and the channel a lot. And every new subscription that happens is another pasta ball for Mario to consume. Now all joking aside, I really appreciate the support that you guys give me. With that said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video in which I present the 10 predictions for this Friday's Nintendo Direct. And note that if I get any of these right, I will drop to the comment section and say something like,
"Well, I sure hope somebody picks up that phone."
Do what?
Because I f***ing called it!
Okay, not really like that since we don't curse here, but more or less I'll say that I called it. But anyways, let's get started. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there aren't too many that may have gotten my attention back in the day, but let's dedicate a section to the third-party games. What could we possibly see from them? Well, as we know, some of them are already released, such as the case of Bravely Default HD or Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. But there are still some others that haven't been released yet or that we don't know too much from, such as the case of Elden Ring for the Switch 2 or Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate for the Switch 2. Maybe there could be something related to them. We could see more details, see how it runs in the Switch 2, a potential release date, and if not, then maybe something else third-party related could also be there, because I know that these are present in most of the Directs as well. If we get to see Elden Ring or Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, that would be awesome. If we see another one, also awesome, because again, these can be pretty hyped to see as well. Like, I'm still debating if I'm gonna play freaking Elden Ring or FF7 Remake Integrate for the first time, but I guess we'll find out what happens later on. If I had to say, I would say that Elden Ring and FF7 will be there. I have no idea what is actually happening with Prime 4. Like, it's been one of the most anticipated games by the fans, and we have kept getting more and more info, but still no release date. I believe we might get to see it in the Direct, at least hopefully with a release date or an announcement for a potential Prime 4 Direct. But the question is, when could it possibly release? Because this September we're getting Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, October is Pokemon Legends ZA, November is when Kirby Riders releases, and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is still set to release the winter of this year, unless it has a delay in the schedule. As for Prime 4, I'm not really sure when it could release. Like, maybe sometime during October, maybe November, like, I'm not really sure, because, you know, there are a lot of big boys releasing in all of these months, so I have no idea when do they plan to release it. Maybe around those months, and maybe before any other of the major announcements could actually be present. Also, considering how long this Direct will be, they got lots of things they can show, and this game is easily one of them. Ay, my dear Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. We went from talking about a big game to talk about another big game. Just like Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, we have been seeing a lot of things from this game. The last things that we saw from this game was on the last Nintendo Direct, which was a partner showcase. And considering that this game is also set to release this year, maybe we could also see some parts of the plot. Like, we've mostly seen some scenes of when Zelda arrived to the Hyrule of the past, some of the sages, and Ganondorf, because as we know, this story will be canon to Tears of the Kingdom. And I'm still wondering a lot of things, like, imagine how sick the Imprisonment War could be, imagine how fighting against Ganondorf with all of the sages and Rauru would actually be, like, that would be insane. And I really hope we get to see more of this game, like, maybe even a release date, because this one is also another one that doesn't have a release date. Imagine it releases sometime between November and December. Happy early Christmas, children! This one I highly doubt it'll be present, but I've seen some people talking about it and I'm just gonna touch it real quick. A deluxe edition for Smash Ultimate. I say I doubt it because A, the Switch 1 game already has a lot of content, it has the biggest roster in the entire series, and lots of content in general, and there's not too many more things that could be added. I mean, unless some extra content that they've been cooking, more characters, more stages, more spirits, more, I don't know, some other things. But again, considering Sakurai is currently focused on Air Riders and maybe some other things, I'm not really sure if it could happen. If it somehow ends up happening or something else Smash related, then that would be cool. Like, I would like to call this placement something Smash related. Not exactly a deluxe part of Smash Ultimate, because again, I highly doubt it. But again, it was a curious idea, so I decided to include it in this video. But let's move on to the next in line. Just like the previous one, I highly doubt we'll get to see this one, but it's something I would like to see and therefore I would like to include in this video. A Switch 2 edition for Sonic Frontiers, and I'm gonna start by saying this right now. They better not give it the treatment that they gave Sonic at Shadow Generations. You know, the game key cards and the fact that there weren't too many upgrades, like outside of maybe smoother frame rate or stuff, you know. I'm not gonna get into that. Switch 1 edition of Sonic at Shadow Generations actually runs pretty good, whereas in Sonic Frontiers, not too good. And on the Switch 2, while it's not a big upgrade compared to what other games received, at least it runs better. Yeah, it's still at 30 FPS, and it looks similar to the Switch in many aspects, but at least there are no longer frame drops in certain areas that used to be on the previous console. However, it's still not in its best state. Like, imagine how cool it would look with a bigger upgrade, to make it look similar to how it looks on Steam or a PS5 to give you an example. And if it happens, please Sega, I'm begging you, make it fit as a free upgrade. Or if you want us to buy it, make it an upgrade pack like what Forgotten Land or Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild did. I am begging you, bro. Please, my brothers. This one, I think there's a possibility it can appear. Since its first trailer, we haven't seen anything about them, and who knows? There's a good chance they might show up in this direct. Yeah, I decided to include two games in this position since they were revealed in the same direct, but ever since then, we haven't seen anything else related to them. I'm talking about the new Rhythm Heaven and the new Tomodachi Life. Both of them revealed in the last Switch 1 direct, but ever since then, nothing else. Which, I will say, when they got revealed in the last Switch 1 direct, that was like a big bump. Like, it was a big surprise for a lot of people. Considering after that, it's been silent the entire time, maybe they might show a bit more of it. I'm just saying it's a maybe, because again, this is just a predictions video. We're not predicting the future, we're not leaking anything, we're only theorizing over here. But anyways, I think it would be cool to see them, and now let's move on to the next in line. We begin entering the territory where I think these things will definitely be present no matter what. A heads up about the DLC from Mario Kart World. It's already been out after a couple of months, and considering the content that it has, it's safe to say that we do need more content in it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it already has a lot of things, but it's still missing some stuff, bro. Whether it's adding up 200 CCs into the game, whether it's adding some more maps to play, more costumes, more playable characters like, I don't know, Diddy Kong, Funky Kong. If you want to bring more, bring Ditsy, bring K. Rool, maybe somebody else from Bonanza. Like, there's a lot of possibilities that they can do with DLC for Mario Kart World. And that's something that I would love to see in this direct. Like, just imagine how cool it would be. Out of nowhere, you see Funky Kong or like, I don't know, K. Rool riding on a vehicle. Like, that would be insane to see, bro. Continuing on the topic for the Mario 40th anniversary, I'm not saying a full-on trailer, but maybe a heads up for the Mario Movie 2, which apparently will be called Super Mario World. I'm not saying a full-on trailer because there's still like a while until it releases, but there's a possibility we can see something, I don't know, maybe the casting for some of the new characters, maybe potentially even a little teaser, I'm not entirely sure, like, at least something new we'll get to see from the next Mario movie, which I'm really hyped for. Like, Mario Movie 1 was already insane when it came out. Yes, as I said in my review of Sonic Movie 3, I think Sonic Movie 3 is currently the superior film, but who knows how the Mario World movie is gonna be. Like, I can tell it could also be insane. This one, 100% alongside the first place of this video, has to be in. More games for the GameCube Online on the Switch too. Currently, we got 5 games on the GameCube Online. Zelda Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, F-Zero GX, Super Mario Strikers, and the Chibi Robo game, which was added recently. But, my brother, we're still missing big games into the library. And don't even get me started, bro, like Mario Kart Double Dash, the Mario Party Quadrilogy, Melee, Zelda Twilight Princess, the GameCube Sonic games, which we're also missing some on the Game Boy Advance, Luigi's Mansion, Mario Sunshine, and the list goes on. So, come on, bro. I really hope in this direct we'll get to see some more of these, bro. Like, come on. We gotta fill up that library, bro. And we go back to our favorite plumber man because, my brother, this direct is happening either on the day of the Mario 40th anniversary or the day before. And this needs to be in 1,000,000%. Anniversary stuff in general is why I decided to call this one. We already talked about the Mario Kart World DLC and how we could potentially get something Mario Movie 2 related. But come on, bro. There has to be some more stuff that they've been cooking. Maybe a brand new collection, the return of Mario 3D All-Stars, but adding Galaxy 2 and even 3D Land so we get all 3D Mario games on the Switch too. Or maybe just grab Mario Galaxy 2 and make it separately, I don't know. Maybe a Switch 2 edition for one of the games that are on the Switch, like Mario Wonder, or maybe a little teaser for the next mainline 3D Mario game. And I get that the Odyssey team were busy cooking up with Donkey Kong Bonanza, but what if a separate team was working on the other side with this next title? Like, it's been 8 years since the last 3D Mario game. I mean, technically 4 if you want to count Bowser's Fury as a new title. And let's be real, Mario is always present on a direct, or at least most times. And there also could be a baseball game, just as long as they don't mess it up like they did with Golf or Strikers. The 30th anniversary was actually pretty good, but not too big, because, you know, we all what happened with 2020, the lockdown, the pandemic, whatever, we all know. But the 40th anniversary is easily one of the most important ones. Like, bro, my boy's franchise is about to turn 40 years old, and the Zelda series will also do it next year. So I really hope that they've been cooking something big for this direct. But nevertheless, that's gonna be it for today. Those are the 10 things I think we could potentially see in the direct. Now, I don't think all of them will be in it, but I know I can get at least 1 or 2 right. And if I am, I'm coming back to this video and comment down below I called it. But what about you? What do you want to see in this Nintendo Direct? I'll be reading you down in the comments. If you enjoyed and you want to see more videos like these, and you love the Nintendo content in general, then again, I would appreciate if you leave a like, share, consider subscribing, since it really helps both me and the channel a lot. And with that, hopefully the YouTube algorithm says, hey, this guy's actually pretty good. Let's show this to more people around the world. And with that, you really support the channel, so I really thank you all for the support. But nevertheless, that's it for me, and I will see you in the next one.